Hello everybody and welcome back to the Massacre Mansion YouTube channel where we talk all things spooky. Today we are going to be reviewing a brand new haunted attraction that I have never been to. It is known as the Massacre Mansion Haunted Attraction in Simpson, Pennsylvania. And let me tell you, this place runs off of uniqueness. This place is very unique, old style haunted house. This ain't the new stuff, that's gonna have all your poison props, gore galore, distortions, all of them. No, they are proud at what they do, and they put pride into their attraction, and they keep it classic, old school scares, very unique stuff. So let me talk about my experience there. Alright, so I arrived on the property, and instantly, I seen the lit up Massacre Mansion sign, with the, there's lanterns, lining the path, and you follow down to the ticket booth, where I then asked for a brief interview with the owner, Josh, which I will put that in right here. So you are Josh, and I'm here with the owner of Massacre Mansion Haunted Attraction in Simpson, Pennsylvania. Doing a quick interview here. I was just wondering, what do people expect when they come here? Like, what do you guys offer?
The age and how many places this has been. It's a unique attraction. I mean, it was originally a fun house that traveled all over the world. It was a carnival fun house that when the movie Massacre Mansion came out, I think in the 80s, it was redone and made into a haunted fun house. So there's all Halloween stuff, and it fits its name, and we pretty much try to leave it original. I mean, we had to redo a lot of stuff inside, but the majority is as you see it. We kind of kept it original. We like the the rustic look. I mean, it's just, you don't find anything else like it.
No,
the uniqueness is
it's unique.
What we fell in love with. That's why we wanted it. That's why we have it.
All right, and then you offer two other attractions. You offer Pumpkin's Wrath.
Yep, we have a
Hayride.
And then we have a hayride that we just started actually last year. We used to set up in Scranton at the Westside Little League Field.
Okay, yeah.
And we bought this piece of land, and we have a hayride that goes all through the mountain.
Yep. Okay. And so, when did you guys first open over at that location? How long have you been open?
I think this is our, I want to say 2014, 2015. We started, and we had just this originally. Then we added a maze, and then we didn't add the hayride until last year when we got the land.
Yeah, and I was also doing some more research on this. This used to be an old sawmill.
Yep. Yeah.
So
the property itself is unique.
Yeah.
The roads you actually go on for the hayride are the old roads that they used to use dragging the logs and stuff. We didn't have to do too much to rehab the roads. I mean, they were overgrown. The place sat empty for at least 10-15 years that we know. So we did minimal work, but we tried to keep even the roads intact, and we didn't cut down too many trees. So some people that from this area that knew the sawmill and actually worked here knew some of the roads, and like, oh, this is the same road, and we just made a unique path out of it.
Alrighty, so yeah, that was it. This is Josh from Massacre Mansion Haunted Attraction. If you guys want to check them out, I will drop the location down in the comments. You can see that. You look up on Google Maps, Massacre Mansion Haunted Attraction, you will find it. $35 to get in, includes all 3 attractions. And follow them on Facebook. I'll leave a link to their Facebook right up here, so you can follow that as well. And yeah, so that's it. Okay, and that interview took place out in front of the Massacre Mansion, which I will be talking about last because that is the last thing I went through. Okay, so my journey started off by heading into the Pumpkin's Wrath maze. Basically, it is it's an actual maze type thing. I walked in, and when I started heading down the hallway, and it took me in a loop, and I was stuck there. So I was just standing there not knowing where to go, and so I basically had to tell them that there was nowhere to go, the actors, and they're like, well, which is the only way to go? So I figured that meant I should go back the way I came. So I did, and the actor that was there kind of was running ahead of me there. And so we went back that way, and the walls had changed. There was no, where I came in was no longer there. Okay, so the walls changed in this place. That's very unique and cool. I like that, which also explains why when I was waiting, It looks like they had to wait for one group to go through at a time, which could be a timing issue. But not too bad because it wasn't a very long haunted house. But then after that, I went into this long hallway with like this vomiting skeleton dude thing. And then zigzagged a little bit more. There was maybe like a, if I remember right, I could be bluffing about this, but I think there was like a torture chamber. And then we hit this room with all these doors, and I had to choose which door to go out of. And of course, the door I was gonna go that actually takes you out was the door that the actor was standing in front of. So they kind of force you to like open all these other doors, and there's like different jump scares and stuff behind them. I thought that was pretty unique. And then they let you out, and you go across this blacklit, lighted bridge with all these different colors on it. And then you go back inside, and they tell you that you pretty much escaped them for now. But what will you do when you get to the hayride? And then you're outside. And that whole attraction, there was only 3 actors. But again, I said they were short-staffed. And by short-staffed, I think they told me they had 12 actors on hand that night. So they were actually extremely short-staffed. On a regular weekend, they usually have, I think they said like 25 actors. Okay, then I sat on the hayride and waited for the other groups to go through the haunts. So that took a good like 5 minutes, okay? And then we were on our way off on the Chamber of Souls haunted hayride. And I tried to take pictures of all these because the owner, Josh, he gladly gave me permission to take pictures. But, of course, my iPhone was acting up, and this is what I got. I fixed it by the time I got to Massacre Mansion, but I'll get to that later. But the hayride, this hayride is like no other hayride I've seen before. Most hayrides, okay, they run through a scene, and then there's like a break, and then they run through a scene, and then there's a break, and then they run through a scene. No, this, Josh, okay, the owner here, has created this whole different, like, almost like its own town up there. And you got all these buildings, like I think I seen a church, a saloon, I think I even seen a strip club up there. With like skeleton strippers, but like there was like all these buildings, and we went through like this campground, and it all flowed together, and it was like all in like was one area. Really unique. It was like lit with Christmas lights, which is also unique and kind of old school. And all these sets were kind of old school, you know, old school scares with masks and stuff like that. Back in the day, I don't think they really scared people with like makeup. So like I said, this place is very old school. A couple scenes I see in there. There was like a clown behind like this sparked fence, like old classics style spark fence with the two, like the one end of the battery connected to the fence and the other end connected to the metal rod. You know, you touch them together and it sparks. And then there was like Leatherface I seen, came out of a couple different places. My favorite part about the hayride was when you're going into the, I think it was the campground, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the campground. They had like these giant like globe, I think it was like one was an eyeball, one was a pumpkin, but they were like lit very brightly. I thought that was really cool. And then their sets were just honestly, like I keep saying, like old school stuff, like stuff you usually don't see anymore. Very unique stuff. Okay, and then basically you got off the hayride, and my favorite part of the night, my favorite attraction, we got in line for the Massacre Mansion Haunted Attraction, which is a 60s funhouse style haunted house that they no longer exist no more because of safety reasons, but I am so glad this place has saved us and gave this place a new home. The reason why they were unsafe is because there's barely any fire exits in these things, and the walls are really tight. I think Josh was telling me that the walls in there, some of them are original, some of them they added in there, but the original walls, some of them were 19 inches wide. And being a big guy myself, I was squeezing my way through there, but it was really well worth it because that's something that I probably will never get to experience again, is one of those 60s funhouse style haunted houses. You know, they don't really exist, the ones that used to travel at the carnival, because, again, they pretty much shut down for, like, safety reasons. But Josh came along, bought this one, and threw it up in the woods, and I got to experience, and it was a really great experience. Some new stuff in there, and some old stuff. One of the things that stuck out the most to me was the electric chair scene. The actor who was in the electric chair, or should I say animatronic, was very realistic, and I thought he was an animatronic at first until he came out at my face and screamed. But shout out to you, Electric Chairman. And then you continued on through there, and another thing that stuck out to me with that one was the clowns. And if I'm right, they added the clowns on, because as I was looking at the facade of Massacre Mansion, they had like this black trailer off to the side. I'm pretty sure that's where I was when I hit the clown zone. But there was clowns in there, and no clown from that room. I still do not want to brush your hair. But yeah, that was one of my that's the my other favorite part of the Massacre Mansion there. So overall, scariness rating, I would give this probably a 5 out of 10. I wasn't really too scared. The only place I was really scared was I got a couple jumps in the pumpkin maze and a couple jumps in the mansion itself, but nothing I really couldn't handle. I've been to scarier places, but this place is more like family-friendly, geared toward family-friendly fun. They have funnel cakes, stuff like that, and so this place pretty much is geared towards like everybody, so I wouldn't expect it to be too scary. The attractions rating, I would probably have to put Massacre Mansion first, then the Hayride, then Pumpkin Draft, which honestly makes sense why they put it that way. So you're starting off with like a lesser haunt, and then building your way up towards like the biggest thing, you know. So it's pretty cool that they're gonna keep it that way. The atmosphere, okay. Let me talk about the atmosphere real quick there. It was very silent and quiet, and it was right next to the road. I feel like if they put like a fence up like along the road there and maybe played some like music. I mean, there was music inside the mansion, but like maybe if they played like more like music like outside and they had some more entertainment, that would be cool. $35 to get in, and I was there for an hour. So let's see value-wise where that puts us. It's about 58 cents per minute of haunt, which is fairly cheap. It's about it's a pretty good price, and they honestly don't get that crowded. So all my followers, if you live around Simpson, Pennsylvania area, Carbondale area, Scranton area, go check them out. They have all of next weekend available. Go out and support the local haunt. They are a really old school classic haunt, and you will not regret it, because when else will you get to walk through a 60s style funhouse style haunted house? Never. So yeah, go check them out. Their address is on their Facebook page, which I will link up there. So yeah, without further ado, that is it for this one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the post notifications so you never miss a new video from me, and until next Saturday, stay spooky.